Hello my bonbons, I hope you're having a fantastic day. In this video we will be going over the newest Harmony character, Sparkle. I will go over her kit, best relics and stats, her Eidolons, light cons and lastly her best team comps. So let's hop right into it. Her basic attack is a very basic attack. It deals 100% of Sparkle's attack as quantum damage to a single enemy. Sparkle's skill will give a single ally 48% of Sparkle's crit damage plus 17% for one turn, while also advancing their action by 50%. This advancing effect is reminiscent of Bronya's skill, but not as strong. Upon using Sparkle's burst, 4 skill points will be recovered for the entire team, and all allies will be granted Cypher. When allies with Cypher trigger her talent, the damage boost of her talent will increase by 10% for each stack, and this effect lasts for 2 turns. Now, let's go over her talent, which is her biggest strength. When Sparkle is on the battlefield, the max number of skill points will be increased by 2. Additionally, when an ally consumes a skill point, the damage of all allies will be increased by 6% for 2 turns. This can be stacked up to 3 times, for a damage increase of 18%. Going back to her ultimate, if it is active and you have all 3 stacks of her talent, then the damage bonus gets bumped up to 48%. Using her technique will grant all allies stealth, similarly to Seely's technique. Entering battle in this state will grant the party 3 additional skill points. Her Ascension 2 trace will grant Sparkle 10 energy when using her basic attack. This enables her basic to generate the same amount of energy as her skill. Her A4 passive makes Sparkle pair with follow-up units extremely well. Her skill will end on the start of the unit's next turn, which means any follow-up attacks between their first and second turn will be buffed. Her A6 passive will increase the attack of all allies by 15%. At the same time, if there are 1, 2 or 3 quantum type allies in the party's attack will be increased by 5%, 15% or 30% respectively. This makes her a strong option in mono-quantum teams. Here's also a leveling up priority for her traces. Now, let's go over her Eidolons. Her E1 will enable her ultimate to last an extra turn, while also increasing the attack of all allies by 40% while under the effect of Cypher. Her E2 grants a 24% defense ignore to the party, making it a great stopping point if you want to pull for her Eidolons. Her E3 and E5 grant trace levels. Her E4 will increase the max skill points by 1 more, while also increasing her ult SP regen by 1. Her E6 will increase the crit damage granted by her skill by an additional 30% of her own crit damage. All allies under the effect of Cypher will now also receive the crit damage bonus of her skill. While her Eidolons are super good, Sparkle is more than complete at E0, so don't feel like you need to pull for any of them. Moving over to light cones, we have her signature Earthly Escapade. It increases her crit damage by 32% while also granting max to her at the start of battle for 3 turns. This effect will increase all allies' crit rate by 10% and crit damage by 28%. The effect can be reobtained after she recovers 4 skill points. Overflowed skill points also count. She can easily trigger this effect after using her ult, which means you should be able to get 100% uptime on it. This is her best light cone. Before going over the rest of the light cones, I will talk about E1 versus S1, if you are planning to pull for more. Her E1 gives an attack percent for the entire team, while her cone gives crit rate and crit damage. Considering crit stats are hard to get, this is an easy choice. Her light cone will be the superior choice over her E1. Now let's continue with the rest of the light cones. Bronya's signature light cone is a great option if you already have a copy of it. It increases energy recharge, regen skill points, and grants a 30% damage boost to the next ally in the turn order after using her skill. This effect might not be as easy to proc as Bronya, but should be reliable enough. Another great light cone is Planetary Rendezvous. This is a 4-star gacha light cone, so you might not have it. That said, if you do have it, its buff is great if you're planning to use Sparkle in a mono quantum team. The buff having a 100% item also makes it very reliable. However, this light cone loses all value if you're not going to run Sparkle with at least a quantum carry. For a few free-to-play options, we have Past and Future and Dreamville Adventure. Both of these light cones are obtainable through the Forgotten Hold store, which makes them easy to S5. The former grants a damage bonus to the next ally taking action after using her skill, much like Bronya's light cone, and the latter giving a damage bonus to basic attack, skill, or ultimate for the whole team, depending on what action Sparkle took, respectively. For example, if she used her elemental skill, then the whole party will be granted an elemental skill damage boost. Here are some other LC options briefly shown on screen. Her best relic set is going to be the Messenger set. Its 2-piece effect offers 6% speed, while the 4-piece offers 12% speed for all allies upon usage of her ultimate. It's important to try and get on this 4-piece, but another option can be the Eagle set, as it will advance forward her action by 25% when she activates her ultimate. For planner sets, Broken Kill is the first option, as it provides effect hit rate percent for Sparkle and crit damage percent for the whole party. An equally good option, if she is in a mono quantum team, is the Penacony 2-piece, granting her 5% energy recharge and a 10% quantum damage boost for all allies. For her main stats, you should be going for this: a crit damage body, speed boots, HP percent or defense percent orb, and an energy recharge rope. For her substats, you should be going for as much speed as possible, effect hit rate percent until 30% if you're using Broken Kill, then crit damage percent, and lastly HP or defense percent. For her speed breakpoints, the most optimal is 160 speed, but 143 and 134 are also very good, since Relics never play nice. Also, if you run her with Cele, you will want to make sure Sparkle is a bit slower than her. Sparkle's teams are pretty straightforward. She is a Harmony unit after all, and at the end of the day, you could slap her in any team and she'll be very good. But here are some teams where she will stand out the most. Mono Quantum teams are definitely going to be her best ones. For your carry, Cele, Qinque and Huiyi are all great options. Cele will benefit a lot from the advance forward Sparkle provides, Qinque uses a lot of skill points and Sparkle helps a ton with that, and Huiyi's follow-up benefiting from Sparkle's A4. So, with all that, your mono quantum team should look like this: a carry, Cele, Qinque or Huiyi, Sparkle, Silverwolf, Pela or any other Harmony or Nihility unit, and lastly, Lynx or Fu Huan. Now, for the Daniel in the room. Sparkle is going to be his best teammate hands down. She can advance forward his actions while also maintaining a good skill point economy for him. This will enable him to use his skill without worry. A team like this can be more flexible. So, your carry, Dan Hang, Sparkle, and Nihility or Harmony unit, and lastly, a sustain. For one last team comp, let's look at follow-up units. Her A4 passive makes her very compatible with them, so, for an example team, your carry, Jing Yuan, Doctor Ratio, Topaz or any other follow-up unit, Sparkle, any Harmony or Nihility unit, or Topaz as a sub DPS, and lastly, a sustain. And that's all for the video. I wish you good luck on your Sparkle pulls if you're pulling with her. Thanks for watching this far, and don't forget to leave a like, sub or comment if this video helped you or if I forgot something. Bye bye and see you next time!
You